You can hear me good?
Yeah, how about you?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Something looks dark.
No, I'm good now. You can see me, right?
Yeah,
What's the word, bro? How's everything?
man, cooling, man. Staying safe as possible. Only going out the house when I need to.
The family good?
Yeah, it's straight. My mom's a homebody, so she cool with this already.
Word.
But
Same,
I'm
bro.
out here solo, so I ain't tripping.
Yeah, we get kicked off. I'm just jump right back in. You heard?
All right, Brian. Look at Brian with a hookah.
All right. So we got Avery Oliver. For everybody who doesn't know, you go ahead and introduce yourself real quick. Just say your name, where you from, age, height,
No,
nationality.
we're not doing. We're not. You try to throw the age out there?
Just a short bio, man. People that don't know for this.
Nah. On Fall River, played at Durfee, class of '01, a long, long time ago. I went to JUCO in upstate New York, Genesee Community College. Then I did two little stints at these D2 schools, NYIT out in Long Island. Then I finished at IUP in Pennsylvania, Western Pennsylvania.
All
Then I
right.
got lucky to play a couple years abroad. I think
We'll
I
get
did
we'll
like,
get into that. We'll get into that. I'll break it down. So all right, we got bring us through like your high school career. Talk about like who you played with, like some of your seasons, if you had any accolades, any
high
offers.
school. High school, they didn't have YouTube back then. You know what I'm saying? Like I was trash in high school, to be honest with you. Freshman year, I played all freshmen.
Yeah.
The whole 20 games. There was no moving up or nothing. You just working, getting better, liking ball. I started taking it serious, and it's bad to say too late, but like it was too late college wise because the first thing they ask is like, what's his grades, clearinghouse, all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like sophomore year, I played a little bit. I got in some trouble, so I missed some games. Then I finally started playing AU after my sophomore year, and it's crazy because now you see kids are like playing at like 5 and 6. They got rankings for like class of 2030. Like I didn't know about AAU till after my sophomore year. But like I went over to Rhode Island and played a little bit out there. And then next year after that, that's when I started really like taking ball serious after traveling and seeing like, yeah, you might be good in your area, but you're not that good when you go like other places.
Right. Once you stepped
So it's like
outside Fall River.
that was like a rude awakening. Like at the end of the day, you go as close as like little nearby Connecticut, and there's like 10 of you. So that's when I started taking ball serious after seeing that.
So this is going into your junior year, right?
Yeah, yeah. I played after my sophomore year, it was the first time I played AAU.
Who are some of your teammates that you play with? Like, was there anybody on your team that big names or who'd you play against?
For high school or for AAU, like
For both.
well, Durfee wasn't too well when I was there. There not many basketball players. Bobby was young when I was there. Everybody knows Bobby, my right hand man. When I was a senior, he was a sophomore, so he was just up and coming. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Brian's killing me.
Brian's a fool, bro.
It looked evil.
Stay locked in, man.
Nah, but like as far as like the teammates, I had a lot of guys that were like football players, wanting to play basketball, or like they were using basketball to get ready for like baseball and stuff in the spring. So I played ball all year round. I didn't play no other sport. That was it.
All right. What about AAU? Did you play any big names or like traveling?
AU was fun, man. AU was fun because like the thing with that is like you really get to gauge yourself like in the whole country, not just locally. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you go, and you play in the same tournaments. You start seeing people, but I play next door with the Rhode Island teams. My guy Hosan, someone that you end up building a relationship with. I didn't know him from nothing. Then down the road, I'm in his wedding. I think he's like top 3 in scoring at Wheaton. He's one of those guys that like showed me like how to work and shit. He still got a motor now. I had a couple of dudes that didn't really pan out, but were like good hoop wise, but like didn't really pan out. I wouldn't say big names because it was just a bunch of dudes that you go there, you get to work, and then like you got your respect when you left.
Yeah. All right. So going into your junior year now, like, what's your season like? Did you have any big games or what?
Yeah,
Like
junior year was
any
fun, man.
accolades?
That's when like I really started putting it together and like thought I could play in college because like before I never even thought about hooping outside of like I used to just hoop to play with my boys. It was never like, yo, you can leave and go somewhere with this. So like junior year, I go from like being like a workhorse sophomore year where they was really just like, yo, set screens and rebound because you just athletic to like now they giving me the ball, they throwing alley-oop plays and stuff. I think my average went up like 11 points just from playing AU.
Damn.
And that's when you start getting recognition. You start thinking about it. But like I said, it was like I knew I was going to JUCO if anything from the jump because as soon as a coach showed interest, first thing they say is like, what's his grades, clearing house. You know how that goes.
Yeah. So you say throughout your high school career, you never really like took it serious for the most part, like as far as being like a student athlete. You was more just like,
Nah, I'm not even gonna lie to you. Nope. Like being real, like college wasn't pushed in my crib. You graduate high school, my mom was like, that's like getting your motherfucking master's. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Like I never really thought about college. No, I went to college without an email. Like,
That pesky
look,
calendar is everything though.
listen, man. My freshman year, my roommate created my first email. Like like how you get into college without an email?
Right.
Like if you send a tape somewhere, they say, yo, we'll take them. We got some money for them. We'll put them up. I was on a flight, but I never like filled out an application. I never did none of that. I just bounced and went to California.
Yeah. All right, so then walk us through like your senior year. Did you have any like what schools did you have interested in you? Was you
Yeah,
like getting more
senior year
serious?
senior
What
year
did
was real cool because of the AU circuit. And it was like once they found out my thing, they wanted like a lot of them. I was young. They wanted me to go to like prep school and stuff. Like I graduated Durfee, I was 17, but it's just I couldn't sit there and tell my mom like, yo, this school. She didn't understand it. People were trying to school me like this school wants me to stay back on purpose. Like she's not trying to hear that. Like you got to graduate high school.
right,
So like I had like so a couple of interests like Elon down in North Carolina. We did well at the Bob Gibbons tournament down there. So they was interested. A couple of schools upstate New York, but everybody's thing was like no grades, no nothing. You gotta figure it out. And I couldn't not graduate high school. That shit wasn't an option.
right. So how was your high school coach with all this? Was he helping you out at all?
My
Or you
coach, my
kinda just
coach
on
was,
your
was
own?
cool. Coach White and me and him still got a great relationship to this day. Like he's someone that I really look up to and respected his word and shit because like he played, he did it. You know what I mean? It's not someone just telling you like looking out for their best interest. He was like, yo, these are your options, this, and this. And he helped along the way, like all the way through. Great dude. Actually was like familiar with my family well before me because he and him and my family got together back in the day. So like he looked out, he had the best interest in me, but I shot myself in the foot. That ain't no fault of nobody. You know what I mean? Nowadays, someone be like, "Oh, coach was a hater," or something like that. But
Yeah,
like,
that
nah, my shit
happens a
was. I
lot
never.
nowadays, man. You'll hear everything
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh,
It's
I
always
had
the
so and
coach's
so on
fault.
the radar. They was recruiting me, blah blah blah. Like, man, just keep it a buck with your
Yeah,
recruitment, man. Like, hold yourself
and like
accountable.
no coach will never want you to not succeed because that looks good for them.
Right,
So that whole "my coach is a hater" shit, you can throw that out because like, what coach doesn't want you to do well? That looks good on his part. I set my guy here. You know what I mean?
right. All right, so so did you have any specific special accolades during your high school career? Did you surpass the
Just
valedictorian?
the regular common stuff. The Herald News, junior and senior year. Standard Times don't cover us. I can't stand Brian.
Yeah,
uh, Herald News, all that stuff. Not the Dave. I forget who got Dave Powers. It was me, our boy Joe Brito from the New Bedford Vogue.
yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of the big white dude from Stain got it. The Dan Martin dude.
Oh,
Didn't get Dave Powers. I should have got. I was robbed. That's one of those. My coach hated on me. He didn't put my file in.
All right,
But
so
no, as far as accolades, it was like honestly just like all the local stuff. We weren't no powerhouse to get into like the super teams like back in the top Boston Fire. Like it was just all local, the local newspaper in the coverage because we ain't make it too far.
did you beat how many times did you beat New Bedford in your career?
Let's see, college freshman year or only varsity.
Varsity.
I want to say I'm 3-2 because my sophomore year I didn't play. I missed the first 5 games my sophomore year, so I only got 6 games against them,
Okay.
but 5 I played. It might be 3-2 or 3-3. I don't know if I played all 5 of them, but like, man, they had Blair. Blair was my guy. Blair was like the first dude around this area that was big with handle.
Right.
And then the big what's the football dude, Bellastracci?
Yeah.
Y'all was in middle school for those games, man.
I was in the oven still. What you mean?
B hit me the other day with a flyer. He was 11 years old my junior year.
Oh shit. All right, so walk us through your college, man. Like those, I know you had a crazy college shit. You had to do the whole JUCO and all that, but walk us through that journey. Like, what was the process on
JUCO,
that?
honestly, man, I think JUCO's fun if you look at it, if you're competitive.
Facts.
Because JUCO, nobody goes to high school and says, yeah, man, I want to go to junior college.
Right. You did
You
approve
end up
stuff.
there because you ain't make the right decisions. So everybody that's there pretty much was the man on their team at some point. But y'all gotta buy in to be a good team, and also you gotta shine yourself to get a scholarship.
Right.
So like me personally, like I was a team player, but at the end of the day, I didn't care about none of them dudes. Like I gotta get my scholarship, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it was to the point where like practice was war.
Where'd you go first?
I went to Preston Community College out in Central Coast, out in California. And that was a good experience, man. We had a hell of a team. We had dudes like that was really going places. We had a lot of colleges in the gym and shit. The coach was always plugging you in places. We played well. You get some interest, but I was just young, immature,
Like your
homesick.
first time really traveling away from home, like
Yeah, being away from home, like you know what I'm saying. I ain't even gonna hold you. I was sick, like, bro. Being 17 years old in California, away from my family, and like just getting thrown into the fire, I was like, this is like another country to me. I'm on the payphone crying, like I want to come home. I should have went to Dean, like. When my mom was like, yeah, you go to Dean, you're going to be in Fall River every weekend, you know, blah, blah, blah. She'll hang up on me, like, just stay out there. I'm like, hello? I couldn't be close to home. Like, being real with myself, like, nah, it would have been a bad look. So, got up out of there.
So what was that year, like your freshman year? Did you
Freshman year was fun, man. It was like you learning, you gotta grow up. Like, for real, where we was at, there was no dorms. So freshman year, boom, right away, you off campus.
Yeah.
So you really gotta like put your big boy pants on, time management with classes, practice, like, you know what I'm saying, getting back and forth. They didn't have no car. So like your team is really your like support system. Cause it's like, if you don't get along with your teammates, you around each other that much. Like I'm 17 years old and my first time living with some other dudes. I don't know. I got a roommate from California, a roommate from Colorado, and the last teammate was from like, I want to say Oregon maybe. So like these are all
over
different types of dudes from all over. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you clashing and you like, you go to war in practice because you want to shine more than this dude, but then you got to get back and then be humble with each other in the crib.
Yeah. All right. So what was that? What was the end of that year like? Did you finish out that full year? Did you get any interest or what's going on?
Yeah, I finished out the full year. I finished out the full year, and then how it was set up is like if you transfer, you got to sit out a year. So being so young, and like I played well. I played like I started probably 2/3 of the season, lost my starting spot, got it back, and then finished out the season to the playoffs. But at the end of the season, we did like the little team meetings and everything. And I was like, this ain't the place for me. I didn't want to sit out there. You know what I'm saying? So I transferred to sit out. And in that year sitting out, a nigga dropped out of school. Going to school with no ball, I dropped out.
Yeah.
It wasn't for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just being real with you. Like, I thought in my head it was the right thing to do. Yeah, I'm going to sit out. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get right. I'm going to get my grades right. I wasn't playing ball. I had no focus.
Right.
I was still in California, though. So what I did was I dropped out, didn't come back home until the winter was over. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I'm not going to be in school, I'm going to enjoy good weather. So I stood around the team. I was cool with dudes. I was chilling. I made it work how I had to make it work. But, like, I'm not going back to the winter, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I went down to Mexico a few times. Just chill. Took that Pell check. It was wild.
Hilarious.
Came back home in the spring like nothing happened, man.
So what was that like coming back home? I mean, like now you're in a whole different ball game. You're not in school, but you want to hoop. I know you got your family probably telling you get back in school and go hoop. Now you got to figure out how you
it show you like, yo, listen, you think shit's cool, but when you come home, you don't want to be that dude in the YMCA talking about like, yo, back in the day I was this. So I came out, like really I dropped out for a year, but I came home, it was only like spring through summer. So I did the whole fall semester. And then when it was like that winter break, I went home for a little bit. I came back and I never went back to class. So then I stood out there till the spring. So the spring and summer I had to work. You know what I mean? So I was working and I'm like, yo, this ain't what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the hood think you got like you the man. They put you out there like, yo, ain't you hooping, ain't this and that? And you're like, nah, I'm about to go to work. So I got back to it, talked to my coach. Like I said, we had a good relationship. Talked to him. He started plugging me again with schools, and that's how I ended in upstate New York.
Tennessee.
And it was
I played against them at Dean.
Genesee. We played Dean and CCRI every year.
Like a tournament, right?
Yeah. Or they would come up to our spot. I think they did like away and away. So the year I was there, they came up. They had a good squad, but we mopped the floor with them. But upstate New York, that's where I really started. Like, so I felt like that was the second chance, right? So up there, I really got to it, and I was like, yo, no more bullshitting. And I'm on next to Buffalo, man. There ain't nothing out there. There's no distractions.
Facts. It's dead up there, bro.
Like nothing to do. You know what I'm saying? So I really got to it, and I was like, that's where I started getting a lot of rec. You know what I mean? But once again, it was just like,
I know you had some crazy games up at Genesee, right? Like,
yeah, that's where I had a couple games where like that's where Canisius came, Binghamton, pretty much every school in upstate New York outside of like Syracuse, like they had nothing to do with me. Like I had, that's just being real. I had like Buffalo, St. Bonaventure, but like yeah, up there I think I got region runner up, first team all region runner up. I had like 42, 27 rebounds and 13 assists one game. And then dudes thought it was a fluke. Next game I came out, I had 39 to 17. And then all the schools started coming. You know what I'm saying?
That's when it was, this your boy.
Yeah, that's when I was like, let's party.
All right, so what was it like with like school? Was you more focused, like after dealing with high school and shit, not having the grades,
upstate New York, I was a better student athlete because, you know what I'm saying, like after dropping out and then being home, that's not where you want to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You don't want to be home with eligibility. You don't want to be the nice dude at the court. So like up there, I really started locking in. I took it serious. I qualified, but I had to qualify in the summer. So it's tough being realistic for a school to be like, yo, listen, yeah, we'll hold on to this scholarship for you.
Yeah.
I needed summer classes to qualify for a full ride for Division I. Because that year dropping out really fucked up my grades. Not my grades as in like caseload, but like all my credit.
Right.
So I had a semester off. I never failed nothing up there, but I had a semester off, so I didn't have enough credits because you gotta classify as a junior going in. So my coach was like, yo, listen, these schools are on you. Can you take 18 credits spring semester? I'm like, 18 credits?
That's crazy.
And hoop. No, but listen, here's the thing. Actually, this was the game plan the whole year coming in. So it was actually a good JUCO where he had people there in the freezer. So first semester I took 18 credits, right? I had to get a waiver signed by the dean saying that I could take 18 credits and you still got to practice and all that. So I took it. Bro, I was stinking it up. Like, I was so locked in them books. I keep real with you. I was so locked in them books, bro. But on the court, stinking it up. I was giving them a good 10 points, 8 rebounds, and like 4 hard fouls. But I passed all my classes. Second semester, I was like, yo, I'm going to take some in the summer. So second semester, I went down to 15, which is like 5 classes, right? And that's when I really got busy. Less time in the library.
All right, so then what happened after that? Yeah, you know, why I think you went to NYT first, right?
Yeah, Long Island. So a lot of schools was saying, we're not waiting. You know what I mean? Junior college, you're ready right away. Like, if you come out of JUCO, you're not coming there to try and like go to a school and see your role. You're a junior.
Right.
So they didn't want to wait for the summer to see if I clarify and everything. So it's like, you holding a scholarship, blah, blah, blah. So nah. So I opened it up to D2. Went on a couple spots, went to a couple visits. I went out there, and I was looking at the team, right? I went out there on a visit. I played ball with a couple of cats, and then they was telling me who they was. The coach went out, and I was cooking. I was like, oh, I can eat here. I can eat here. Because, like, really? It might have scared some people away. When I decided I was going D2, I told them, I was like, yo, I want to get 1,000 in 2 years.
Yeah.
They was like, what's your goals about it? I said, yeah. I said, I want to get 1,000 in 2 years. They said, what about the team record? I said, yeah, we hopefully can go down to the LAs, but I think I can get 1,000 in 2 years. Like, I'm just coming off upstate New York, but I was killing. Right. My mindset was like, yo, I'm eating. I'm a junior. I'm coming. I'm not trying to like find a role. Like, give me the ball. Yeah. So I go down there. We playing 3-on-3s, and the leading scorer for the team the year before was guarding me. Slow-footed Australian dude. Oh, I went to work. I said, yeah, I'm coming here.
I might go for 2,000.
I said, yo. It was like, oh, what do you want to do? I said, let's go get Applebee's real quick and take me back to the dorm. I'm going home ASAP in the morning. I already got my decision. Like, I can eat here. Yeah. I looked at the conference and everything. The conference was cool. That's where I had met Tehran. They kind of ran the conference, but it was a lot of like Adelphi, CWP. Yeah. So it was like good basketball, like all New York teams and everything. But I'm looking at my team or the team that I was going to join. So they gave me a full ride. And I get there and like, I didn't get to eat.
What was that transition like? You know, just a whole nother school, different conference, different level.
I liked it because like, so NYT in the preseason, there's no class on Fridays for the whole school. So like I said, when I first left school, I was immature. I had to get away. Boom, boom. So now I'm a little bit older. Thursday night come, I'm going back home. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't got no class Friday. It's preseason where like the workouts is optional, but you're supposed to be there. Yeah. Nah, I'm cool. I'm out. I was going home, right? Coaches hit me up like, hey, what's going on? Every Friday you're not here. How are things going? So I'm like, yeah, I'm going home. He's like, is it girl problems? I'm like, there ain't no fucking girl problems. Let's get up out of here. So like preseason was cool. We had some guys there that I still talk to this day. You know what I'm saying? But like that was the closest I've been to home because upstate New York was like 8 hours. I'm down in Long Island. That's like 4 or 5. So like I was boogieing. I was getting home. So we had some athletes down there, man, and like we could go. But the coach wanted to slow down. Not like I said, that little coach is a hater thing. Mm-hmm. Coach wanted to slow it down and go to his old guy, the Australian dude, right? Yeah. He snuck up on the league. Everybody didn't know him. Blase. Now they knew him. They know how to game plan for him. We shouldn't be slowing it down. We're supposed to be running and gunning. We got this one white dude, Mike. We called him Psycho Mike because like he was just crazy. And this motherfucker could go. Then we had a crazy Serbian dude, Rade. He could go. We had like athletes where we shouldn't have been slowing it down. I was running up and down, you know what I'm saying? We just slowed it down and it just wasn't for us. So that's when I was like, yo, I'm up out of here. I always finish
the whole year then? Did you finish the whole year?
Yeah. Like I never like when it comes to hooping, I feel like you start something, you gotta finish it as hard as that is. Yeah. It's bad to say because like a reason why I don't get into coaching now, a lot of kids are sore, right? So if you're not getting the minutes you think you deserve, you quit. Or your parents are like, no, you shouldn't be playing for this guy, you quit.
Yeah.
Like when you play and you get on that team, if you're gonna quit a few games in, you took away someone else's spot.
Right.
So like I don't agree with that. I finished the year out. I did what I had to, and at the end of the day, I'm on a full ride. So like, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna just leave and do what? I'm gonna just go to class. You know how that works out. I'm gonna drop out again.
Exactly.
So I finished out. You know what I'm saying? I bit my tongue where I could, but like I did what I had to do. I didn't do nothing to screw up my eligibility because I knew at a certain point I knew I'm out of here.
Yeah.
Right? I'm like, this ain't for me. So I just finished my schoolwork, went to games when I could, got off when I could get off. You know what I'm saying? Finished it out, had that end of the year meeting, looked old dude right in the face and said, don't even think about it. I gotta go. Don't even think about it, man. I said, this is not for me. This is not what I signed up for.
So what was that transition like, man? Like going to your next school, how did you have things in motion already? Did you already know you was going to IUIP?
So IUP recruited me out of my sophomore year up at JUCO, but they was loaded, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't go there. Like I said, I wanted to eat. They were loaded. Good school, always made deep runs. IUP was like a powerhouse, but I look at the roster and they had a lot of older cats. So me going in as a junior, I'm like, I'm not backing up nobody. So I ain't like, they recruited me, but I was like, nah. My JUCO coach was like, yo, IUP was still asking about you. I said, yo, word. I said, I'm available. IUP so gangster, right? They came to my school in New York and picked me up for an official visit. Like, yo, they came on campus, picked me up, and drove me to Pennsylvania. So I'm like, yo, let me go down there and see what's up with IUP. I go down there, bro. Never been to Pennsylvania in my life. I'm like, man, let me see what's going on down here. I get down there, it's 16,000 on campus, right? Cafeteria is amazing. You know what I'm saying? We running, we hooping. I'm holding my own. They got a good squad. They come off a good year. I'm like, word, okay. The dudes that were there the year before me had graduated.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, it make more sense this year. So I transferred for my senior year. And I was like, yo, it didn't go out how I planned. Tore my ACL my senior year.
Did you redshirt at all? Or?
No, my red shirt was when I dropped out of school. That's when I redshirted. I redshirted when I dropped out.
So let's talk about the senior season, man. You're going to another school, man. It's looking like a good situation for you. Guys left. You can step right in and kill it, but you tear your ACL.
Senior season was supposed to be amazing, right? So we go through preseason, and if you think about Division II and the PSAC, it's a lot of transfers, right? JUCO, D1 transfers. We had 5 seniors, bro, and we was like real legit. We're like any given night. So we had our 2 main dudes, right? They could go off. Those were our 2 guys. My guy Ed P was a senior. He was a 5th-year senior down there. It was his team. Then we had this dude LB from Detroit. He was like the second up. 3rd and 4th was like boom. Any given night, someone can go off. So we had like 3-head, 4-head monster.
Yeah.
I get 5 days in. I tore my ACL, bro, on a layup.
Yo, that's
never missed it for injury. Couple of disciplinary reasons, you know what I'm saying, here and there. Never missed it.
Like, did you like just check out like mentally, like school wise, ball? Or did you always like, man, I'm gonna get in the gym, try to make a comeback and finish strong?
Well, you know me personally, Will. That's when I started getting crazy. Yo, this is when I started getting crazy because people like this. So IUP is a big school. I tear my ACL 5 games in. I'm on crutches, surgery and everything. I don't got to go to class. I don't got to do nothing. They bringing me food whenever I want. They treat me like a king. Yeah. Oh, Avery's hurt, blah, blah. Man, I melted. I had the handicap pass. I hit teachers up like, hey, my knee's hurting. I can't make it to class. Boom. You good. Like, they made you bigger than what you was, right? Starter tears his ACL. I'm passing classes without doing nothing. I'm going to the games. Halftime, I can't go downstairs. I'm shooting half court. And then that's when I just started going, wow. That's when I was like, a whole year not playing.
He was walking campus like a zombie.
Bro, a whole year not playing, and I'm on campus with 16,000. That's where I say, it's your boy.
All right, so then walk us through the rest of that year, man. What happened? Did you get to come back, or it was
so luckily it was, well, not luckily, but like it happened. It wasn't in practice. It was in a game. The school covers me. They sent me down to Pittsburgh, an hour away. The Pittsburgh Pirates dude is my doctor. He's tugging on my knee. He's like, yeah, maybe it's just your meniscus. You might be back in a month. Like, you get scoped. I get the MRI. He's like, yeah, your knee's pretty strong, but no, it's your ACL. So I go from thinking maybe I'll be back in a month to like I'm done. Yeah. So now I'm just rehabbing for a whole year, man. Like, and then because I dropped out in California, the NCAA only gave me half a year back. I played 5 games. They took half my year.
Damn, that's crazy.
So my senior season, my super senior season, I only played the second semester.
What was that like, though? I mean,
it was tough, man. You're not playing ball for a year. You think you back because you can run and jump and shit, but you're not back. Like, mentally,
your whole rhythm is off. Your whole,
like, so, instead of being aggressive, just going in for something, you like watching your knee and stuff. I had on the Stone Cold Steve Austin brace. Niggas is attacking my left leg. Like, they're like, make him go right. I'm like, I can't. I got to oil my brace at halftime, dog. But it was also like a learning experience too, man, to sit there and watch ball and be like, yo, this shit could be taken away from you. Like, I never missed a game from being hurt before. Yeah. But
all right, so walk us through after that then. You know, college is over now. Like, what would you start getting in motion? Was it like, man, I'm trying to overseas thing, or did you have no idea about international basketball?
So I had a couple like little exposure camps and stuff set up. Doing your own footwork, getting your tape out to ages and stuff. This ain't like the mixtape era where you could just give them a link. Like, you really had to put the tape together, send it to them. Right? So senior year is done, right? I stay on campus all summer. I'm working out all summer. I'm like, if I go anywhere, right, I'm not going to have the same facilities here. We got the gun there. A bunch of teammates is behind. We're playing one-on-one, 3 dribbles. So I'm still on campus all summer, hoping something's going to come up, right? Summer's ending. It's August, right? I'm like, damn, I ain't in the office. I'm sick. I'm sad. I'm like, yo, I killed it at this camp. I'm hitting the nigga up like, yo, what's up, man? I was the best dude at the camp. Then I start getting like, yo, what's up? It's August. I'm seeing bums going over. Like, this is crazy. So I pack all my stuff up from school, right? And at the time, I had a shorty in the other side of Pennsylvania. I'm driving to the other side of Pennsylvania to just figure out what's my next move. Like, I don't want to be on campus like motherfucking Van Wilder. Like, yo, you was on the team last year, now you just sitting around. So, like, I was like, let me get up out of here for classes, stop back up. On that drive home, I got hit up by an agent. Like, yo, are you interested in playing abroad? Man, I pulled into the breakdown lane. Like, yeah, put the hazards on. I'm like, pardon me? I had to put on my professional voice. What was that? So we rapping, like, no lie, like a half hour. I'm on the side of the road just talking to this dude. And I wanted to say, hell yeah, right? Yeah. But I try to play it cool. He's actually an agent. He's not a team. So he's like, boom, 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 I can do this. So I'm like, all right, let me get back to my destination, write some things out, let me know, and then I'll check my email when I get there. So I'm driving back, the whole drive back, and I'm like this, like, yeah, I'm smiling, nigga. Like, I didn't even pack my bag. I packed my bags to leave school to go there, and then pretty much, like, I was out. And I took it. It was some bullshit, but honestly, I played like shit my senior year. I played half a season coming off ACL, right? And then they offered me somewhere to play. And I was like, all right, I took it. And this is '07. Well, so it was like 1,500 euros a month, which if you like, you want to be real, that ain't shit.
Right.
So dudes think like, oh, you going overseas? Yeah, you making 6 figures, you coming back, you the man. I'm like, yo, to keep it real with you, like, I don't know who lied to you, right? But back then, though, I'll keep it real with you. Back in '07, 1,000 euros was $1,500. So the euro was stronger back then. So I was getting like close to a couple bonuses. Like,
trumps the dollar.
Yeah, back then. I think it's like even now, right?
Still a little bit more euros, but
yeah. So 1,000 was 1,500 in cash. I was sending back like flyers or newspapers. I sent it back to my mom in euros, right, with the newspaper, and then she could change it to dollars. So I get the max rate to dollars. If I change it to dollars in Germany, so I go to Germany. If I change it to dollars in Germany, they're gonna tax me. So I sending it back, like, and then a couple bonuses and whatnot. Like a couple bonuses, I was getting close to like if we won, because you only play 1 game a week. If we won all 4 games that month, I could get up to like a little bit over 2 racks a month. So like I'm in there like, yo, but the thing is like this, I'm like, these niggas ain't really like in the ball like that.
Yeah.
They was like not happy with me because they gave me a crib, a car, and these dudes are like, some of them are students, some of them are working. They coming. My first team I played for, we practice 3 times a week, bro. I'm in a whole other country, like.
And this is your first time out the country, right?
Oh, for ball, yeah, my first deal, yeah. So like, I'm thinking like, oh, you playing ball, you about to be having like 2 a days, you gonna have a trainer, you gonna have this, nigga, you ain't have shit.
Right. So it's a lot of
Like,
downtime, more than you would expect.
yeah.
How'd you keep yourself right? Like, was you out partying, or was you really like, man, I'm gonna try and make the best out of this, stay focused?
So I'm gonna keep it real with you. I got lucky, man. I was in a good location. Germany is love. Like, they love Americans. I had a tutor for an hour a day. I'm like, yo, if I'm gonna live here for 9 months, I'm gonna try and learn the language. We didn't practice till 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So the whole day was me. Monday, Wednesday, Friday was our practice. I had a tutor Monday through Friday, once a day for an hour. One of our sponsors, I had a job, nigga. He was giving me, I was working like 3-4 hours a day.
Yeah.
So I'm like working and playing ball over there. And the dude was like, yo, he was a sponsor for the team. He actually paid me part of my contract and paid me on the side for working under the table in some like hydraulics factory, nigga.
Yeah, a lot of cats don't know that. Like, some clubs and teams, when you go over, they'll give you like a little job and shit. Like, yo, team can give you this much, but we can also have a little job for you, make some extra bread, and you ain't doing shit all day. So, you know what I mean? A lot of guys
3-4 hours a day, I was filling up hydraulic pumps with some like liquid, and then it was machinery for like 15 euros an hour under the table. They gave me a crib. I'm not paying rent. They gave me this 740 BMW. All I had to do was pay for gas. And I got lucky. There was a town over. They had 2 Americans. They was a league higher, right?
Yeah.
On Tuesday and Thursday, I would practice with them. So I got my run in. I played 5 days a week. So I was like, yo, I got lucky, man. You know what I'm saying? If you sitting there and you say no to working, you lazy.
Right.
You're not doing shit with them. And this is back in the day. There was no FaceTime.
Wasn't.
You know what I'm saying?
You had to write letters to your family, right?
Yo, you had to download your whole movie, let it download, and come back and watch it at night. It wasn't like this now. You wasn't streaming shit. So it's like, yeah, man. Like, so yeah, I worked over there. I worked and I hooped. It was cool. There was only 3 Americans in the whole league because only a couple teams had money for Americans. So like when you played those dudes, it was home and away. So you play against them dudes twice. That was the shit. You trying to go out, and then like it's a stepping stone. You want to use that to go somewhere better, and like that's just how you try to progress because there's no playoffs where I was at. Top team moves up, bottom team moves down. Just you better love yourself. If you go to Europe, you better love yourself because you got a lot of downtime, a lot of alone time. Now it's not like college where you with your boys and your teammates a lot. Like them dudes, some of them dudes got families.
So
you know what I'm saying?
You played it the whole season. What was that like? Like coming home after that, the season was over. You come home. Now you already got your feet wet. You come
Man,
home,
you know what I did when I came home. Well, you know what I did when I came home. I called up the fellas, Bobby, Frank, Jamal, my man Kyle, and said, "Yo, listen, I actually had some stuff in the works. Right? I came home in like March or April. I said, yo, listen, I'm in Prague this weekend. I went back to Pennsylvania, then I came up to Prague. We go out. I said, yo, tonight's on me. We go out one night. Boom. The next day after going out, I drove to Pennsylvania and I went on tour with the Globetrotters. Like I had that in the works when I was leaving Europe. And like that, I say on tour with the Globetrotters, but it was really fucking playing for the Generals. Like, don't get it twisted. That shit is so fake. Bro, that shit is so fake. I was like, the basketball being fake part is all right. I could deal with that. But like how we got treated, and these dudes, like some of these dudes, I recognized them because we was at the same camp at the end of our senior season. So they never got no offers and they played for them. And they was like, yo, they lied to us. They told us that it's like 90% basketball. Man, that shit's acting. Like, so I came on for the last month, right? I started in Hershey, Pennsylvania. And in 30 days, I ended in Oklahoma City with like 5 stops in Canada. Like when they say Globetrotters, boy, they not playing. Bro, we was out.
You couldn't even unpack. You just had to keep a bag and just.
But yo, I'm gonna keep it real with you. I love that shit because you ain't have to worry about being in shape. You ain't have to perform. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, if you tell me, no matter what you do, y'all are gonna lose. Like, what is you not practicing? You gotta work it out. Hey, Will, I will tell you how I did it, right? So when I was a kid, I never went to a Globetrotter show. The first time I seen it was the night I get there. I get there to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the dude's that's the coach, right? Mind you, I just went out the night before in Providence. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? We're gonna time you for your 40." I'm like, "What?" He said, "No, I'm just playing." I said, "Oh shit!" Globetrotter show. The first time I seen it was the night I get there. I get there to Hershey, Pennsylvania, and the dude's that's the coach, right? Mind you, I just went out the night before in Providence. He's like, "Hey, how you doing? We're gonna time you for your 40." I'm like, "What?" He said, "No, I'm just playing." I said, "Oh shit!"
Yes, sir.
You can hear it.
Yes, sir. All right. So go ahead. Keep going a little bit with that, man. Then we're gonna open up some questions and then we'll do a little trivia and then some Zoom and then we're gonna hop on B's live.
Exactly. No, but like back on what you were saying about the farewell tour. There was never really a farewell tour. If anything, the farewell tour was when we did the Providence thing, because like that's another thing. Like
I
past
remember
your
you told me you was like, man, I want, you want your family to come see you hoop and
yeah, because like I always played away from home. You know what I'm saying? So like California, New York, Pennsylvania, like Providence is a football path from Fall River, and we never even got a home game.
Rico.
Yo, my last shot at Rico's was a game winner in overtime, Kobe.
That's tough.
You know what I'm saying? They put my joint in the rafters up there because me and Rico went to high school together.
All right, so like what was the moment in your career that was probably most memorable and why?
Most memorable, I'll say tearing my ACL.
Okay.
Like, because that like when the game's taken away from you, that's when you really like that's some dark days. I'll be real with you. Like rehabbing is crazy because you don't see progress for a while.
Right.
So I got a surgery early in the morning. I went down to watch my team play because like if you love ball, you love ball. Like I was like, I'm on crutches. I'm like out of it. I went down because we playing our rival. I got a surgery in the AM. I went on the road that night. Right. And they was like, "Yo, you all right?" But I look like tearing my ACL was probably like the most memorable thing because, dog, taking ball away, that's crazy. That's like
should have opened up your eyes, man.
Yeah, man. It's like, yo, it's like it shows you like if you've been playing ball your whole life or like you do it for fun, you do it for a while, and then to finally like lose it late in your like hoop career, like your senior year of college, and then you battle back. So I really got a work ethic from that because like you want to come back, right? So you doing what the doctor says and you doing more. And then when I tore my ACL, my homeboy PJ, he coaches at Brown now, he was recovering from an ACL thing. So I was like working out and I thought I was working hard. And I went to go work out with him. I'm like, yo, this dude's a monster. So then I started like pushing myself more, like, you know, so you get a work ethic from that, trying to come back from injuries.
Yeah. All right, so what would the you now go back and tell the younger you if you could?
Man, they don't call it student athlete for nothing. You definitely got to be a student first. You got more opportunities. So like working with kids and talking to kids and stuff, like you got to be real with them because a lot of people that don't know the ins and out of it will sit there and lie to them. But I'm like, yo, you taking advice from someone who never did it. Like you got to really, when they say student athlete, they mean that shit because there's requirements that you got to be or you're not an athlete.
And that's how they weed out a lot of players, man. If you don't got your stuff right in school, then
you gotta be a OJ Mayo, LeBron James type of player to excuse the student part. If you on the brim of it, you know what I'm saying, you kind of good at your high school and stuff, and they got this guy who's just as good as you or a little bit less, but he got the grades, they're gonna go with him.
Right.
And if you're not head and shoulders like that, and it's hard to say to kids because like you don't want to break kids' spirits, but you gotta be real with them. But sometimes you gotta be like, yo, you're not that good to think that you can get by just on hoop. Like, you got to separate yourself.
All right, so what does your jersey number mean to you? Like, is that what was the number that you try and get every time you was hooping?
You know, we got the same number, Will. So check. I'm gonna be real, and a lot of people don't even know this. So I got 22 tattooed on my back. So my number growing up, Pat Ewing was my favorite player. So my number was 33, right? And remember, I said freshman year I played freshman ball, so I got 33. I played freshman. I was cool. My sophomore year, right? I got locked up, and I missed the first 5 games of the season. So when I came back, 33 was already taken. So, like, I had to sit down in juvie for a little bit. I come back, and there's only, like, 56, some crazy numbers in 22. So I took 22, and I'm playing varsity, right? Mind you, I just got out of juvie, and I'm just happy to be playing ball. So, like, I'm like, whatever, man, give me any number. So I took 22, and then it just grew on me, and I kept it. And then internationally, I like number 7. Like, international, because, they don't always go up. They do, like, the Olympic shit. They go, like, 4, no, they go 5 up to, like, 13.
Yeah.
I like 7.
Word. All right. What about like after basketball, man? What are you doing for work now? And I know you moved to Houston. That was a big change and stuff. So how do you keep yourself busy? How do you keep yourself busy and some hobbies you did like after ball? Because you go from playing basketball, hooping every day, lifestyle to now real life settles in. So
so after ball's been a while for me. You know what I'm saying? So like everyone thinks that if you play ball and you was good at it and you liked it, that the next transition is coaching. But like I know myself well where I can't coach. I don't have the patience for it. Kids talk back. They don't work hard. So I never really got into coaching, nor do I want to. But I was working with kids. So, like, that's natural for me. I got a big-ass family. A lot of my cousins got kids. So I got cousins, all that. So, like, working with kids is lovely. Before I came out to Houston, I was working at a nonprofit for, like, 5 years, mentoring kids, you know what I'm saying? So I was doing that, subbing in the high school, over at Durfee, which is cool for me because that's the city I'm from. And, like, those kids that are there now, as crazy as it sounds, some of them kids, like, I used to hang with their parents.
Yeah.
So, like, I just, like, try to give them shit and show them, like, yo, you can do this, too, because it ain't set up for you to succeed. You got to really know and get it from someone else. Like, if you don't know it, you go into shit blind, you're going to be done. But now I'm not even dealing with kids out here, man. I'm like, I went a whole different field because I wanted to get out here so bad that, like, I was looking for jobs in my same field to come out here, but it wasn't something that would make me relocate. But now I'm like a service technician working with machinery down in the biomed field. And, like, the transition here is cool because I came out so many times. But before the shutdown, I was getting into the flow of, like, joining leagues and shit. And I just moved here in December. And when the shutdown's over, they already know who the hell I am because, I only play one way. I got to talk my shit.
Yeah.
And then they hear me and they're like, where you from? You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, don't worry about it, baby. You know what I'm saying? I ain't from Houston, nigga. But, like, we was getting into it, man. I was just getting into the flow of it, and they shut shit down, man. I started getting my groove. I hit a 30 ball once. That shit felt good.
Yeah. So,
yeah, niggas don't get 30 like that.
Would you say like get trash for people who know your game, know that trash talk is part of your game? Would you consider it like a talent, or is it something that just kind of gets you going, like gets you in your zone, or you do it to get dudes out of their game? Like,
man, talk about that. It's a little bit all that mixed in one. You know what I'm saying? A little wizardry. So like when we play, because we play together a lot. I like to talk shit to keep the game fun. But at the same time, I never lose track of what's going on because I'm in it. Like, it does get me going. Like, if the game's quiet and boring, like, that's cool. That's not for me. It gets me going. But then I like it when the niggas start talking back. And now he's so focused on me, he don't know that we just went up 12. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Like, you worry about me, and I just gave you allowed 11 points for the whole game. Sometimes only 7. Yeah. And this nigga talking, I'll give you 20. I was this. I was that. I'm like, yeah, but you lost. Story over. Like, I'll talk a nigga right out of his game, man. A lot of people know that.
Yeah, man. It's definitely funny, bro. All right, so, we got any questions from the viewers, man? I seen some earlier, but I don't be opening it up till the end. I like to get the story out.
Oh, man, Pee-wee 47.
All right. If not, I got some trivia questions for you, bro. See what your knowledge is like. So if the questions come, we'll just go as they come. But if not, we're going to do these trivia questions.
Gotcha.
All right. First one. Who was drafted after LeBron James and ahead of Carmelo Anthony?
Darko Milicic, the Detroit Pistons.
Yes, sir. 1-for-1. Who led the Chicago Bulls in assists per game in 2010-2011?
Was it Kirk Heinrich?
Nope. Derrick Rose.
Ah.
All right, third one. NBA superstar Dwayne Wade attended which college?
Marquette University. Triple-double in the NCAAs.
2 for 3. For which 2012 NBA team was Tyrone Lue an assistant coach for?
2012? Was it the Boston Celtics?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, so 3 for 4. And the last one. Who made the game-winning shot when the New York Knicks upset Miami Heat in 1999 playoffs?
Larry Johnson.
Nope.
Right? No.
Nah.
Was it LJ?
Other dude that played with him that was tough.
Who?
Allen Houston.
Oh. It wasn't Larry Johnson?
Nah, Allen Houston. They was
Larry Johnson was against the Pacers. LJ did he had the 4-point play against the Pacers.
Yeah.
Damn.
All right, that was good though. You went 3 for 5. All right, now I got some Zoom questions for you. I'm gonna give you 2 options. You just gotta pick real quick which one, is more appealing to you.
Easy.
Henny or hookah?
Oh, that's tough. I'm gonna go with hookah because you know what I'm saying. That Henny will give you a hangover. The hookah mellows me out. I'm trying to mellow out nowadays, man.
Wait. All right.
Yeah, that was a tough one right off the bat. That's how you coming.
This is another one. Chips Ahoy or Oreos?
Chips Ahoy, but it got to be the red box, the soft ones. The Oreo cookie is a little crazy, but Chips Ahoy, hey, times have changed, man. Because the Oreo cookie was my favorite, but now I go for the red box Chips Ahoy.
Yeah, I already know. There's the stories behind Oreos.
Seriously, with the fish too, it got the little. You know what I'm saying?
All right, March Madness or 100 Shots?
Oh, we already know. March Madness is the best song ever made. It will not be topped. And 100 Shots is a close second, but it's very far.
Word. All right, next one. 5 dunks a game or a game-winning shot?
Game-winning shot. Okay. Game-winning shot. The 5 dunks, them 10 points can be the only 10 points you have.
Word. All right, so the last one is you got a wife one night, and your baby mama. Damn. Texas, Drea, or Lori Harvey. You got a wife one, you get a one-nighter, and the third one's your BM.
Oh, shit. I'm wifing Drea.
Okay.
I'm one night in Lori Harvey because she's too fast-ass. And Alexa Texas could be my BM. You know what I'm saying? I'll shoot that club up.
Weird.
Yeah, that's a tough one, too.
Pee Wee said, best ball handler you ever played with?
Ball handler. And it's not being biased. It's probably Brian because if you move, he'll find you.
Right.
But the problem is, once someone gets in his head, he wants to turn it one-on-one, and he will not find you. B is so competitive that if he feel like a guard is challenging him, you don't got to move because the ball's not coming.
And Queen Vic said, what position did you play, Ave?
Vic, small forward, slasher from the wing. They call me Draymond Amon now.
Any more questions, man? We about to wrap it up. But if not, man, I appreciate your time, man. Hope you stay safe during this quarantine, and we got to get out there, visit you, man.
Yeah, likewise, man. You know, I'm always a phone call away. I see you back to work, too, so you got to stay safe and shit. I'm around, man. I'm not going nowhere.
For sure, bro. You already know. All right, man.
I've got Facebook, man. Tell Brian to save that whatchamacallit. I don't got Facebook, so I'm gonna have to see if he put it somewhere else.
All right. One last thing, man. You stuck on an island. You get to bring 3 things with you. What would it be?
3 things. Definitely the phone. Not even for contact, but mostly music, man. You got to keep the music. Music is like therapy. You know I'm bringing my hookah, right? You know what I'm saying? And then I say, because I'm thinking about when I'm in the crib and there's not going on, my phone, my hookah, and during these tough times, it's multi-purpose, but I got to bring the hand sanitizer just in case I'm solo, you know what
I'm saying? All right, man. I appreciate you,
pull up, man.
Appreciate you, man. I'm going to holler at you, bro.
Definitely will. It was a good look, man. You stay safe.
You already know. You too.
Take care, bro.
Peace.